Octavio's puppet show's about to start at any minute. So grab your friends and call your parents, 'cause one thing is for certain: turn that frown upside down. You don't need that where we're going, 'cause we'll be playing games all day and talk until the morning.
Let me tell you a short story about our lovely host today.
He once was very lonely and played puppets every day.
They gathered around a silent crowd. They knew not what to say.
But since you're here, it's very clear those days have gone away. Octavio's puppet show's about to start at any minute.
Hey, hey! Stage is set, the lights are out. He'll be here in a moment.
Hey, hey!
Turn that frown upside down. You don't need that where we're going.
Hey, hey! Welcome to the greatest puppet show in all the planet. Octavio's puppet show.
Hey, hey!
Octavio's puppet show. Hey, hey! Octavio's puppet show.
Octavio.
Octavio's puppet show.
Hello. Hi. What's up? Hello. What's going on? I'm sick. I'm sick at the moment. I'm sorry. But welcome everybody. It is I, the opulent, octotonic, operatic puppeteer from Bounty Hunter Unit ARMIS of HOLOSTARS English. My name starts with an O and ends with an O. My name's Octavio. I have a awful case of sinusitis. My sinuses, they hurt. They hurt a lot. Now you may be wondering where the heck am I on screen? Well, I have decided to not show myself today on stream because this is gonna be it's gonna be a unique stream. It's gonna be a unique stream in a way that this stream is a lore discussion stream about my lore, right? And in essence, it's an out of character stream, kinda. It's an out of character thing, so you won't see me talking on screen since I'm out of character. Yeah. And this is necessary. This is necessary to talk about lore. Yeah. Because it isn't lore to Octavio, it's life to Octavio. But yeah, and also because I'm gonna have like a freaking notepad out here. Hello, watchers. You know. Hello, peeps. Hello, peeps. So I don't block the screen. I don't have to think too much about it. But yeah, this is an out of character stream because literally every single day that I have gone on stream and did anything here in HoloStars, it has been me playing a character. Now, I'm not saying that anything is like inauthentic. You know, it's quite impossible to play a character for so long every day and not have real things in there. There in fact is a lot of real things, but it's always wrapped up in a character. Like literally, I didn't make music before starting HoloStars, and I started making music in HoloStars. Why? Because I'm RPing a maestro. I'm RPing a maestro. But yeah, just so you're aware, okay? Because I know this is important to a lot of people, to some people, I think, that you know the what do you call it? The kayfabe. The kayfabe is maintained, and literally, like one of the things that even got us into HoloStars is our ability to basically kind of method act method out a character, right? I'm gonna assume that, for example, when Gerard auditioned, he already auditioned and was like, when he was auditioning, he already was this freaking cocky, confident. Uh, he already exuded Gerard, the dinosaur guy, dinosaur man. He was that. He was already that. He was already that person when he auditioned, and I feel like a lot of auditions um, could be made where you're like, "Hi, Holostars. Hi, Holostars. My name is Starry Sky, and I am a star in the sky, and I blink really, really brightly. And sometimes people see me and they think I'm bright, Uh, and I think, that's wrong, right? You're just describing yourself. You're not them. You're describing someone named Starry Sky, right? When in fact, you should just exude it when you audition. You should be Starry Sky when you audition, The moment the video opens, you blind them with light. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do that sometimes. I uncontrollably blink really brightly, but whatever. Uh, it's what usually happens when people see me. That's how you do your freaking VTuber auditions, right? You don't describe yourself. Hi, my name is Starry Sky, and this is what I do, and this is what I like. No, no, no. You are that character, and you have been living as a character for the past 2 billion years, because you're Starry Sky. You've been there since before the Earth was born. You're gonna be like, I know you're probably confused because you're just like 1% of the history of the universe. But as your senpai, so to speak, in the universe, I can guide you through it because I'm Starry Sky, right? That's how it is. Yeah, you embody the character, and I feel like, and that's one of the things that was hammered into us when we even begun. It's like, guys, you must stay true to your character. You must stay true to who you are, because from now on, this is who you are. You are now puppeteer, maestro, music extraordinaire. You don't know how to make music? Grow up. You don't know how to sing? Grow up. This is you now. So, right? Disclaimer. This is my one and only out of character stream. Yeah, Cedric, grow up. You're a dog, okay? Cedric. They told Cedric, you need to bark all the time now. And Cedric is like, but I'm not a dog. Well, grow up. You're a dog. You're a dog now. Only out of character stream. To discuss about lore. Okay. So the rules about my lore. Oh, actually, before we start, let's make a hashtag already. I have a few hashtag thoughts. Octavio lore, Octlorevio, or Octalore. Which do you guys like? Which you guys like? Octalore? I mean, I think a shorter one should be better. Octalore? Octalore. Octalorio. Octalorio? Or is it just Octalore? Octalore, okay. Wait, let me just go check real quick if there's anything going in Octalore. Is Octalore like a cryptocurrency that we should be watchful for? There's a Japanese band that is posting about Octalore, and I don't know the context. Um, what is the context of this? Oh, they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 posts, and their last one is in 2023. I think we're good to go. Hashtag Octalore. Okay. So hashtag Octalore is now our official hashtag. Okay? So the rules are rules. All lore is public in the hashtag. You know, let's now that we have a hashtag, let's do in the hashtag. All lore is public. All lore is public, but keep in hashtag. Right? The purpose is so that if people don't want to be spoiled, they can avoid hashtag. You know, because there are people who potentially want to experience especially the Menshi lore themselves, right? So, but keep in hashtag. All right. Now, the production, meaning the video, audio, music, script, is not public. It is paywalled. Now, please do not go at the paywall thing, because first off, this is my job, right? And second, I think they're worth being paywalled. You know, I know, and I know it's great to be like, oh no, everything should be free. You know, it's a free country, there's a free everything, but I think it's worth paywalling this because it's a highly specific, specialized, niche thing with a lot of production into it, and I think it deserves to be paywalled. Okay, that's it. That's just the truth of it. And the alternative, if I just have everything out in the open, I don't know. I feel like I'll just create slop. You know, then there's not a lot of incentive for me to do them like really nicely, and I'll just make slop if it's just out in the open. So you can talk about it, but anything from the video, the audio, the music, script, or verbatim lines, verbatim lines is not public. Okay, guys, give him $1 million right now, exactly, if you want more of the same. Can we put quotes from Menshi in the hashtag? I'll say no, because that's basically the script in a way. So no lines verbatim. You can paraphrase. That's not verbatim. You can paraphrase. You can summarize. You can do that, but no direct lines from the script. So if you say something like "the," that's not allowed because "the" is in the script. "The" is in the script, so don't say it. Okay? Don't say That's in the script. Don't say "of." That's definitely in the script. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're adults. You can figure it out. Okay. Um. Yeah, you lost the perms. So these are basically it. All Lord's public. Keep in hashtag. You know, if you were gonna spoil anything, just keep it in the hashtag. Okay. Can I paraphrase? Yeah, you can paraphrase things on your lore webpage. Sure. You can document it any way you like. But if you were to share it on the internet, I mean on Twitter specifically, then always put it under the hashtag. Okay. The counts. So there it is. Now my lore is basically the format of my lore is not friendly. I'm aware. The format of my lore is not friendly. In fact, I really truly believe that I have the most lore out there. The other competitor is probably Flayon, because, you know, we're both Kingdom Hearts nerds, and it's just it's Mine is scattered through everything that I do. You know, literally every HoloStars thing that is released. You know, like the mascot video, like uh, the voice packs, the outfits, the events. There is some lore here and there for all of that, right? I like putting it in my events as well. The outfit. There's also lore in my like 100K celebration. Was it 88K? I think it was 88K. And just here and there, just all throughout, right? Um, it even reaches things like, I put up a waiting room. Right? And then for just 1 hour, I change a thumbnail to have a quote in it. And so if you weren't there, then you wouldn't see. If no one was there during that random 1 hour of the day where I changed a thumbnail, then you wouldn't see, you wouldn't know. And that's just how I tackle my VTuber lore, right? A lot of people like to kind of tie them neatly where they release a lore video. Here's a lore video, and that's that. Everything else, you can just turn your brain off and just wait for the next lore video, okay? So what I'm saying is these T4 drops that I drop here and there, you know, they're not the be all end all of the story. They're actually there only for the people who really, really are into it, are really, really, really into it and want to get into the nitty gritty. But otherwise, all of the important things that you need to know really are just out there. I'd say literally the mascot video, the outfit reveals, that's basically the most important, more surface level lore that you need. Everything else is just a friggin' rabbit hole for those who just want to go crazy with it. Because, some people just want to consume their VTubers and like, okay, they do a silly stream today and I'm there and that's that, right? And that's valid. Okay? I'm not saying you need to understand my lore to fully enjoy my streams. I can just play a soccer game and you don't need to think about lore, okay? But maybe, but for the most dedicated to lore, then maybe there is something there in the soccer stream, you know? Okay. So yeah, you don't need lore to enjoy my content. Okay? It's designed that way, of course. How? Too much. But I'd say really that my lore is just really just distributed everywhere. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of stuff. Actually, I don't know how to format this. I would have prepared better for this if only I wasn't sick, but I'm sick, so I can't. I've just been trying to survive the past few days. That I said I wanted to do more guerrilla streams, but then I got sick. So I got sick, but I have so much to record. So oh well. Okay. Here we go. Let's just start by detailing the characters of my lore. Is it okay if people got into T4 Menshi for 1 month just to see the? Yeah, sure. Of course. That's exactly how you should do it, Some people, I assume, are waiting for maybe 5 drops of voice packs before subscribing to T4. That's fine. That's exactly how it is. Some people want the lore as it drops, and that's fine too. It just depends on you, okay? Now, here, I think the easiest way to explain this is to just detail the characters in my lore. Now, my lore isn't like, oh God, look at all these characters that are not me and you need to care about them. No, Every single character is about me in some way. Okay, I'm not. In case any of you are doubting and like, "Oh, well, I don't really care about this and that character because that doesn't have that's a lore of a different character. That's not Octavio." No, it's always about me because first off, I stream and make music on the side as well. I'm not a dedicated writer for my lore. I can't make full friggin' universes and worlds and like detailed extra characters in my free time. I can't. So every character serves Octavio in general. Okay. So let's start with the most important characters. Octavio, puppet, right? um, let's say 5012 Kaguya. Let's say Oratorio. Um, not Tolkien. Oratorio. Then no, not Bactavio. Well, sure. Um, Bactavio is one of the few characters that are literally not too much super related to Octavio, but they're there. But they aren't fleshed out at all. Um, who else? The Quietus. What's the deal with the Quietus? What the hell? The Quietus is my second outfit. The second outfit is called the Weave Touched Quietus. That's what it's called, right? Um, then what else? I guess at this point, oh, you got Simbang Tavi. And then you got uh the most recent ones, the ones currently in the story are Claire and Dion. Okay. And okay, let's just the embalmer. Okay. Let's deal with these first, okay? Now, there could be a better way to format all of this, but hopefully we'll understand what's going on by talking about everything. Okay. Octavio, who is he? Puppeteer, member of ARMIS, right? From South Elysium, has magic strings to control corruption beasts. Quite simple. So when you meet Octavio, it was during debut time. Debut time is post joining ARMIS. It's after joining ARMIS, and this is a time where they started streaming and doing weird odd jobs, right? Doing weird odd jobs, doing different things and stuff, and having events, having concerts, because cool, right? Now, what is the reason Octavio is even in ARMIS? Why is he in ARMIS? Why is he in ARMIS? I mean, quite clearly, based from many pieces of public content, especially the 3D debut video, Gerard. Now, the reason why? The reason why is third outfit arc. Okay, now that's new information right there. But the reason why is third outfit arc. And you know why? You know why it's third outfit arc? Because I finally know everybody's lore. At least Armis. I finally know what they're about. Finally. Bruh, it took so long, but I finally know everything. So, everything that comes out of my lore is takes into consideration their stories as well all the time. Okay. And looking back on the stories that I made, it's all fine. It's all okay. Right. Now I don't know all their lore, but I know like the gist of it because I'm not a no lifer that's gonna freaking study Gerard's lore for like days and weeks or Ruse is one god. No. Mm-mm. Yeah, because I pushed Gerard in the 3D scene. Why? That was puppet Gerard, sure. So now I'd like to format this in a way where it's like a timeline. So this is when I joined Armis, and this is okay. So this is when streams started, concerts, all the current stuff that we do under the government is what you're seeing now, right? Now before it, what happened before it? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Now, my brain is pretty foggy at the moment, so if you have any thoughts, you just put it in the chat so I can remember, okay? Interesting. So let me think. Let me think real quick. How do I word this? Um, we got the Church of O. So this is literally a 3D debut, okay? 3D 3D debut. So the 3D debut covers before Armis, during, and kind of after, and during Armis, right? So Church of O found, Church of O found, and then I think this is mostly it, right? This is mostly it. We found the Church of O, and then you can watch the 3D debut for what happened there. Mostly, he was making puppets. Ah, right. So during the Church of O arc, he was making puppets that were more lifelike than anything ever made. You know, he even made lifelike Armis puppets. Okay, so insert the 3D debut there. Before that, is there anything before that? Hmm. If we're gonna be talking about before that, let's start talking about Puppet. Okay. Formed under a pile of mementos at the Shul Tyrene Orphanage. Right? Formed under a pile of mementos at the Shul Tyrene Orphanage. In fact, we put this here. Okay. Formless entity. He started as a formless entity, then formed fully under a pile of mementos at the Shul Tyrene Orphanage. Was spotted and was taken in by a puppeteer. And that's pretty much what's up for Puppet at the moment. Okay. This is where it gets. Does the order matter? Yes. So don't take these notes as just the notes, but we're just going through this the way I feel like it should go, you know? Now, in order to discuss Puppet, we must discuss Oratorio. Oratorio. Puppeteer in South Elysium. conducts puppet shows throughout South Elysium. And one of those places is Shul Tyrene Orphanage. Okay. Now, what the heck is oratorio anyway? Well, literally, oratorio was supposed to be the initial name being considered for me. Okay? Until I also said no. Because I was like, how do you even say that? But I said no and integrated into my lore instead. No, Harper is part of a different name that was being considered. No. So it's not actually Octavio Harper. It's not Oratorio Harper. Now, Oratorio was supposed to be a standalone name. Oratorio, that's it. You know? And then I said no because I was like, how do you even say it? Oratorio, Torio? What's the nickname? Tori? Rio? Orato? I don't know. So I said no. Now it'll be a while before you see who. There's really no reason for me to tell you what the first name for Harper was supposed to be. Okay. So this is just Metalore. Metalore was the initial name being considered for me, but I said no and integrated into my lore instead. So that's why it's Oratorio, right? Now Oratorio, quite literally, you know, from oration or something like that. Oration or oratory, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's a reference to a music thing. Oratory, yeah. So, puppeteer in South Elysium conducts puppet shows through South Elysium, and one of those places is Shul Tyrene Orphanage. Do I... what happened to him? What happened to him? Fire. Death. Fire. Death. Okay. The the incident. The incident. Okay? So like I said, the order matters. Ish. I mean, these can overlap in some way, but the order matters here. Now, I don't really want to make connections that are obvious here, but I'm just outlining things going on with the characters so far, okay? But there's a connection there that you must see by now. 5012 Kaguya. Octavio's puppet. He's what we call the Fallen. Was a formless entity Octavio found somewhere in the shadows. Somewhere in the shadows. Taken in. Taken in by Octavio. Okay. Cool. After we outline the characters, you could go ahead and ask questions, okay? If you want. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask questions. Okay. So that's mostly about Kaguya. Now the Fallen, what are the Fallen? Right? They are entities from another place, another time, that found themselves in Elysium. Cool, right? Cool. So, in a way, who is another formless entity? Puppet. Also, the fallen. Well, let's not put the now. Let's also a fallen. Puppet is also a fallen. Okay. I think it's pretty clear what's going on, right? It's very clear. Now, let's see. What else makes sense here? Now, this part here is more or less overlapping. Like after Octavio, all of the stuff after Octavio, pretty much mostly overlapping stuff. Is it Octavio's first puppet? No. This isn't Octavio's first puppet. I don't think so. It's not. Octavio had another puppet. But you don't know much about that puppet. Okay. But it's Octavio's puppet. Yeah. So in between there is puppet. Right? Because when Octavio found 5012 Kaguya, Octavio already brought a puppet with him. Okay. Now, why is his name 5012 Kaguya? So based on the T4 voice pack, bunch of papers lying around. The puppet took some papers, aligned them, and pointed to it when asked for a name. Those were the only piece of papers lying around. Because puppets like to be named. They must be named. Okay? So, that's why its name is 5012 Kaguya. Those were the only papers lying around. Okay? Now, let's see. Let me try and separate these better. Okay. Now we go to another character. Lingering Will. Octavio talks to Lingering Will in an abandoned orphanage. Asks Octavio, "How are you?" Tells Octavio to remember who he is. Badum-ts, badum-ts, badum-ts. Thus prompting Octavio to leave Elysium. Yeah. Now, okay, fine. Lingering Will. Okay? Whatever. Yeah, an old friend. Thank you. An old friend. Now, Simbang Tavi from Simbang Tavi stream series, Christmas stream series. What do we call him? What the heck? The what do we call him? The what? I forgot what I called him. The deceiver. The deceiver has the face of Octavio. Has the face of Octavio. Wants to go back to that place. He loves that place. Unlike Octavio. Right? Kidnap puppets. Kidnap puppets. Made his own Church of O to deceive them. Right? Sacrificed 7 puppets to get to that place. Bruh, we have more notes for Simbang Tavi. Almost sacrificed an 8th. Let's go. An 8th. Why did I quote? Okay. Almost sacrificed an 8th. Sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to ask you on TV tropes has some lore for you on ARMIS. Is that canon or no? I think the TV tropes are literally tropes. They're just tropes based on our streams. So in that case, yeah. It just came from our streams. Yep. But thank you for the super chat. But yeah, exactly. I don't think they're all, I mean, in a way they're kind of made up because they're attaching tropes to what we do on TV tropes. But it's just based on our streams from what I can tell. Now, I'm also sure that it's also not updated. It's not updated or has changed. Yeah. And there are some entries there that people can be like, "What? That isn't true." You know. So whatever it is, they're just someone's perception of what we do on stream. So is that canon or not? Well, depends on you. It's canon. It's as canon as much as a movie review of a movie. You know. Like if I say this movie is terrible, does that mean the movie is terrible? Not really. It's just my perception of it. Okay. So for example, TV tropes are like Octavio, the shortest member. I mean, sure. Yeah. Short king. Yeah. True. In ARMIS. In ARMIS only, not in HOLOSTARS-EN. So here. TV tropes for own dedicated lore. I don't know if it's TV tropes though. I'm not really concerned about it. It's just TV tropes. Short King says perfectly average height. What do you mean average height, man? No. Anyway, almost sacrificed an 8th to get to that place. Atomized by Octavio. He's dead. He's dead. So, fun, right? Now, let's see. Now all of this is the current stuff. Is there anything missing from the current stuff that you know? Right? This is basically it in terms of lore dropped here and there through different mediums, different streams, different uh pieces of content from a freaking Holostars like releases. Is Simbang Chabi lore related? Simbang Chabi is just a fun little puppet. Simbang Chabi is a fun little puppet. Okay, you know what? Sure. Simbang Chabi. Fun, chubby puppet. Right? And by being in the Church of O, was able to see visions of another time. And that's it. By being in the Church of O and like doing the Church of O services, was able to see visions of another time. Yeah, he's just a little guy with big things happening. Yep, exactly. Have you intertwined some of your lore with overall Holostars cover? Now, like I said, I now know at least the ARMIS lore stuff. And whatever decisions I make for my lore takes all of those into consideration. So, yeah. I can't say them outright to you because not yet. Not yet. Right. You have to wait for them to show some stuff. But let's just say, like I said here, right? Octavio, why is he in Armis Gerard? The reason why is third outfit arc, which we still haven't truly caught up on, aside from the third outfit debut. Okay. And this whole thing started literally debut. I already tied my lore with Gerard debut during debut, right? Now, that's Gerard. There's another character that I've already tied my lore in with as well, but let's talk about that in a bit. So anything else for this whole like Octavio post, a little bit post Octavio stuff, aside from the second outfit stuff? Is Ryback Valino part of the lore? Ryback Valino is one of the very few characters that don't really connect with Octavio a lot. And he's just there because I needed him for a story beat. But that's it. He just okay. Let's talk about Ryback Valino a little bit. Let's see. God. That's it. That's it. So, like I said, the order kind of matters. So that's past, present, past. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions here? Huh? Yeah, the fallen, lingering will. I think these are the most important things that you need to know from the current part, because this part, this is what the upcoming T4 directly has to deal with. There we go. Well, actually, wait. Actually, wait. Okay, there we go. Wait a second. Wait. Let me figure this out. There we go. Second outfit debut. Octavio knocks on the door for the 8th time, thus opening it. Okay. Travels through it and gains the weave touched quietus form. Enters anathema. Now, anathema, not the actual name of the world. It's Octavio's feeling towards it. This place is anathema to me. Okay. That's it. Now he comes back. Which is the current arc right here. For something. Okay. Mm-mm. So this is what happened. Second outfit debut. Knocks on the door for the 8th time, thus opening it. Remember, Simbang Tavi knocked on it for 7 times. And the 8th time was the real one, was the final one. And he wasn't able to do that, so he died, and Octavio did it himself, and he traveled through it instead. Now he enters anathema and gains his new form, the weave touched quietus. And there we go. This place is anathema to me. And tries to figure out what the heck happened here. And after figuring that out, this is where we are in the third outfit debut. So after this, we go here. Bam! Quietus. Quietu. Super for no doubt. We just think to have this special big brain talent. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm a big brain boy. Big brain boy. Oh, you're right. Okay. He's back in Elysium and goes to the Red Kingdom for something. So now we are here in the past, the era of the Quietists. So the Quietists, what is the Quietist? So this is where all the T4 stuff is culminating in. The T4 stuff deals with the second outfit. Okay, so the Anathema anthology, the focus of my VP plus original song series, song series, the Anathema anthology. It's an anthology because it's going to be different stories of different people revolving the Quietist. Okay? It's not all the Quietist. Like the Quietist is the main character and the Quietist does this, he does this and that. It's stories of different people that are related to the Quietist, but not directly the Quietist. It's an anthology of stories. Okay. Now, cool, right? So, what is the Quietist? The Quietist is the flower that brings about the end of the world. I need to be careful here because a lot of this new stuff is in the new VP. The flower that brings about the end of the world. So in the current story of the Quietist, we talked about the embalmer. Now I would love to tell you all the details about this, but honestly, it's a lot, so I'm just gonna give you the super important things. Okay. The embalmer is a guy. A guy. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about the world. Anathema. The world of the Anathema anthology. This world is made up of twin gods. And on these twin gods, civilization has sprouted. A bit meta, but this world was the world I made long ago, which was supposed to be a D&D campaign for my friends that I was going to DM. Yeah. So it's a mix of Xenoblade, Trails, Legend of Heroes, Fire Emblem, Three Houses, JRPG stuff. Like for Holomart? No, not for Holomart. This was before Holomart. This was before Holostars. Like for my for the people I knew before Holostars. Yeah. So I'm just using a bunch of the details from that for this. Okay, that's the meta thing about this Anathema thing. So on the Twin Gods, civilization sprouted. Okay. Now, if we really want to discuss things, there is a public stream, Simbang Chabi. Simbang Chabi mentioned the conductor. Sower of flowers, black and white. Fleon's conductor. This is Fleon's conductor character. Yeah. So that's why I was so happy when someone literally posted on Twitter, right? They're the first ones that I think got it. Well, not the actual involvement of it, but they got that he was involved. Yeah. Naruto do. So that's how I am weaving one of Fleon's characters into Anathema. Cool, right? Anyway, that's Fleon's conductor right there. There's not much else to say here because I haven't revealed anything yet, but there's a bunch, I don't know. But it's a bunch in the upcoming T4 VP, okay? So, what else is going on here? I think this is now time to talk about the embalmer. The MC of Deafening Quiet. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay. Let's focus on this for now. The embalmer. A guy from wait, marble and obsidian. Oh, obsidian. Huh. Wow. A guy from the marble god. It's like around the leg. It's popliteal area, but you know around the leg. It's around the lower leg. Okay. Yeah, the province. The province. He is the embalmer in their town, right? And he's the only embalmer in town, so he basically just does all of that. He's the guy that goes to every dead body and embalms them because he's the only one that can do that. Okay? So he's super like specialized. Anyway, people at the top, more proximal, got him recruited by people at the top to take care of the quietus. Right? And you're probably asking, what the hell? What do you mean take care of the quietus? Is suddenly a gardener? No, the quietus lives by embalming. And that's one of the cool things that I thought about. It's super cool. It's like, bro, a flower lives not by like gardening, not by pouring water in and stuff. No, you preserve it by embalming. Okay, and I'm like, that's new. Okay, you preserve it, kinda. Cool, weird flower. Um, things happen. Things happen, and he offers one last prayer to the quietist. Yeah, things happen. To remember the name of his son, Claire. He then offers his body to the quietus. Quietus eats it up. Yummy. For reasons. For reasons. Yum, yum, yum. Okay? So, yeah, that's what's happening. It's yummy yummers for reasons. The reason is quite complicated, but, you know, that's what happens, you know? That's all you need to know. That's what happens. So, the embalmer is. Who knows what the heck happened to the embalmer, okay? But he was basically absorbed by the quietist for reasons. And all he wanted to ask was to remember the name of his son, Claire. Now, who is Claire? I'm not quite sure what exactly I've revealed with regards to Claire. Did I reveal anything regarding Claire? I don't even remember anymore. I feel like I revealed the saint. Okay. The saint of the quietest. Now, okay, remember some Claire. So, because of things, he becomes a saint of the quietest. Like, that's a saint. Not an embalmer, not anything. He is the actual saint of the quietest. The reasoning why, who knows? Who knows at this point, right? And that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Is it? Yeah, that's all you need to know. And Simbang Chabi literally delineated the lineage of Claire in his prayer because he is the saint of the quietest, you know. Lineage mentioned by Simbang Chabi in his opening prayers. Okay. Now, what else? Oh my God. Wait a damn second. Wait. So, Simbang Chabi saw a vision of another time. What did he see in a vision? Saw a voice talking to Dion. Mine saint profane. Mine saint profane. So Dion. Saint profane. What does that mean? What? Who is the voice? Dion. Dion spoke of Zathis. Saint of Zathus? Saint of Zathus? Possibly. Or saint of something else. Who knows? Who knows? Question mark. Now, someone asked, is Claire also a guy? Is Dion also a guy? And honestly, in my mind, I don't think it really matters. If you look at the Jane Doe, I wonder if anybody thought of this. Jane Doe was a reference to Claire and Dion. Okay. So it honestly can be anything. You can think of Claire you can visualize Claire as a Goyle. It's fine. As a boy, it's fine. Dion as a boy, it's fine. Dion as a Goyle, it's fine. The only limitation is I can't do a girl voice. I can't do a girl voice. So it's always going to be men in my voice packs. but you secretly can. I'm gonna. Hey Claire. Hey Claire. Hey, Night Rain. So now we arrive at T4 voice pack plus original song Repetus. It said in the description, what did the description say? A song reverberates through the twin obsidian god and calls for what did he say? What the heck did my friggin' caption say? God like a crepitus. Crepitus. Calling for its saint profane. Okay. Cool. This is where we are. Where you are. T4 voice pack, written song, crepitus. Song reverse, God like a crepitus. Calling for its saint profane. So here we are. Masquerade Idol is so much far away. It's far away from things. It's right there. So we're currently here. Now, you're wondering, well, what the heck are we doing in Anathema anyway? I want Elysium stuff. Well, you'll get that. You'll get it. This is all tied into Elysium anyway. You'll get it. You'll get it. You might be thinking, all right, where is the door from? What is the door? You know what? Fine. The door? What is the door? Hollow tree. There's your Elysium crumbs. There's your Elysium crumbs. Hollow tree. And you're wondering, yeah, you would just explain Octavio had magic strings, but why does he have magic strings? Well, you just wait, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Right? This is a story that gets built upon through years upon years of streams and different things, right? In fact, okay, this is what I'm going to tell you. Before, HOLOSTARS was like, okay, you know what? You can't use a studio anymore. You can't do 3D stuff anymore. You can't do your 3D concerts, whatever. My concept for the 3D concert was literally the end of Anathema. So I already had the end of Anathema planned, and that lore bit, that lore thing was gonna be in my solo concert. That was supposed to happen before things became weird. Yeah. I already have the concept. I already have the song list. But then, bam. Okay, so we have to get creative now. We have to get creative and do different things. So here we are. Do you have any like questions? Anything that I missed? Anything that I just glossed over that you want more like you're like, what, how do you explain this and that and this and that? Would have been the epicest 3D ever. Yeah, it would have been so cool. I would have been like dancing and singing, and then the world is falling and crumbling, and you're like, what is happening? Ah! Yeah. Are we supposed to know anything about the baton at the moment? No. Actually, if you understand this, you'll understand the baton. If you understand this, you'll understand the baton. However, unless I specifically say directly what's happening about the baton and the strings, I can't tell you right now. All I can do is like make you connect the dots yourself. Right? I hope people weren't expecting me to just say things outright and say, no, this is Octavio now. I just wanted to outline what I have shared currently in my lore, because one of the things I've just I think one of the fun things about this thing is the connecting the dots itself. It's you figuring it out yourself and then sharing it under the hashtag Octalore and me laughing because it's wrong. But it's all there. It's already out in the open. It's quite easy to connect. It's quite easy for me to connect because I literally wrote it. Okay, but there it is. It's actually maybe a bit difficult to connect, but to me it's easy because I wrote it. Now, there are other things that you've seen many times. Like literally at the debut, you saw a few things, weird things written on a stream and whatever. Now, if all of that hasn't been addressed yet, and that's because we're just not there yet. Okay, we're just not there yet. That's who says the exam is easy because he made yeah. Okay. Any questions, class? Anything that you want to be enlightened on? Even ask a spoilery question, sure, and see if I'll answer it. Mm-hmm. Sir, can I go to the bathroom? No. I'm gonna lock it. None so far. See, there's nothing to ask because it's all actually just out there. I mean, the T4 stuff is okay. So of this, what is the stuff locked in T4 that people are assuming is most of my lore? The T4 stuff is currently involves Octavio's relationship. Let's not put relationship all the time. To Oratorio, right? Octavio relationship to 5012 Kaguya. Octavio. Let's see. What else is in T4? The story about the embalmer, the Quietus's relationship to the embalmer. And then this upcoming T4 is, I mean, it's pretty clear. Right? This is what's in T4. This is all that's in T4. All of this, a bunch of this is out there. You just have to find it. You just have to piece it together. But one of the main themes for my lore, kind of like the infinity symbol. 2 balls. It's always a tale of 2 halves. Right? That's what I always say. Octavio to Oratorio. Puppet to Octavio. Octavio to 5012 Kaguya. Claire and Dion. Marble God to Obsidian God. It's always 2. It always comes in 2 balls. And then eventually you'll see what happens to this. This is pretty cool, actually. Okay, so the upcoming T4 is, the runtime is 30 minutes and 55 seconds. 30:55. The free portion is like 10 minutes. Oh, there is an area here that is... There's an area here. the 88K celebration concert. Infinity Eyes. Yeah, that's where I got my Infinity Eyes. Was it 88K, 100K? Oh, 88K was Taylor Swift. Okay, Taylor Swift is just literally Octavio being like, yeah, I love Taylor Swift. Let me sing Taylor Swift songs. That's it. And all of this has to do with this. All of that will lead into this really nicely. I already have this a little bit thought out, more thought out than before. But all of this will all relate to this. Does Blue Mage have nothing to do with the lore? Oh boy. Oh boy. Blue Mage, thank you for asking. Blue Mage. World Hopper. World Hopper. Experiences all worlds in order to attain godhood. Looked for the primordial fire. Wanted to unlock the primordial fire. The symbol that he has reached godhood. Okay? He achieved it because he found friends in what was the name of the VTRP server world? VTRP server. And that's the real primordial fire. At the end of his godhood, talked about talked about a black flower on a rock. Okay. So now you're probably going to ask, what about the forklift stream? There we go. That's it. There's lore in fork. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. It's like if things went the way they were, right? Octavio, ARMIS, everything, up to the current thing, whatever, right? But then for some reason or the other, things went a different way. That's the forklift stream. So, in a way, you can know things from the forklift stream. It's kind of like the way you can understand the forklift stream is, oh, so if this didn't happen, the other thing happened instead. In the main timeline, so to speak. Right? Is Jutai part of his lore? Of course! We just made a song for you guys to be funny. That's the lore. Remember, we are under the government. The government is making money out of us. So that's why we're streaming and doing concerts and doing meet and greets and going to conventions and stuff. So we made a song. Jutai made a song. And that's it. Yeah, the stream is, look at all this insanity you avoided. Did you decide beforehand to weave all the lore into that stream, or did it just happen as you played? I already had just an idea. I mean, I have the idea of already what's happening in the main timeline. And what I basically did during the stream is just imagine what would happen if all of that didn't happen. And we are in a post civilization reality where only a forklift remains. That's it. Should you take it seriously? The forklift stream? I mean, don't lose your sleep over it. But there are little truths in there. There are little truths in there. Okay. All right. Maybe if you want to talk about Elysium stuff, maybe let's talk about things like in case you wanted stuff about corruption beasts or whatever. Puppets. First off, puppets. What are puppets, right? We already talked about this in the puppet reveal stream. But puppets are corruption. Puppets. Okay, there's a difference, right? There are puppets that are fallen. And there are puppets that are made. You are made by Octavio. You, the viewer, are made by Octavio. Right. Yeah. And mostly, a lot of it comes down to so this is your timeline. You, a person, succumb to corruption. Octavio finds you. Octavio unmakes you. Then makes you again. With the materials surrounding you. When he found you. Yeah. If you get into gacha hell. So that's your timeline. Timeline of a puppet. Why are you a wobbly dog? Because, that's what I thought of when making you. I just wanted to make you a wobbly dog. Because maybe I played Wobble Dogs the day before, and that was my current brain rot. And so I made you that way. Okay? That's it. Now, the whole thing about puppets, do not remember who they were and the circumstances that led to their death. They remember the feelings, though. Just they only remember the feelings, but not the actual events. Octavio does his best for the puppet to never encounter things related to its past. Because when they do, they go berserk. Berserk puppet equals big scary puppet in 3D debut. Yeah. So didn't we made like a bunch of, I didn't have a BGM the whole time. Damn. So we made a whole scenario, right, where a person was robbing a bank. A person was robbing a bank and he died robbing a bank. Okay? And so, and then I was there and I was like, you know what? He didn't deserve to die like that. Okay. So I remade him. He's made out of money or something. He's made out of money or a big clock or a big vault. There we go. And now you're not allowed in a bank ever again. Cash puppet, Mr. Moneybags, exactly. So yeah, so when people make their puppets, that's what I wanted them to keep in mind. Like, where did Octavio find you? What are the circumstances of your becoming corruption? You know, the other scenario we thought of was there was a couple and then one of the wife cheated on the husband and the husband became super depressed and stuff and they just succumbed to corruption. And I made that puppet out of his wife's clothes. Yeah, another one in the airport. They wanted to go to Iceland, but the Iceland flight got canceled, so they succumbed to corruption, and so they're made out of like an airport chair or something. Or they get wings because they can fly. Something like that. So, in essence here, right? So here's the thing. So what was Axel talking about when talking about the we can finally do lore and stuff? From my understanding is we could always do lore anyway, the way we wanted. But there was always a caveat. And the caveat was, if at any time the IP team decides one thing is this and it clashes with what you have written, then you might be forced to retcon your lore to fit it. Okay? And now the reason why that isn't so much a thing anymore, you know, it's still a possibility, is because they don't care anymore. You know, there was this notion that maybe in the past 3 years they would care to expound upon corruption beasts, to expound upon Hollow Tree or whatever, right? Then if you say something, and because they care, they said, you know, for example, if I say here, corruption is people can become corrupted because of an intense emotion, right? That's basically what I'm saying here, right? And if the IP team suddenly is like, actually, no, corruption are just monsters made out of garbage and trash. They're actually big flies that have just trash stuck on them. That's it. And Elysium is just one whole allegory for taking care of your environment, right? Then I would be forced to be like, oh yeah, so my puppets aren't actually corruption beasts. They're this entirely different thing, by the way, and we were actually just fighting garbage. We're actually Captain Planet. Yeah. Exactly. Right? And then, you know, if they still cared after that, they'll be like, actually, no one can become weird ghost entities unless designed by the programmer of Elysium. I don't know if that's a thing. Right? So there are actually no monsters in Elysium. There's only people. So there's no weird other things. And okay, guys, the puppets are actually really just dolls. animatronic dolls that I made. You know? So that was kind of the implication before, that anytime they can flesh out the world and then suddenly, bam, what you said can be considered fake or considered fan fiction. But now, not really, not anymore. There's a very very small chance they'll update the lore. I think. I think it's basically all hands on deck for the concert, and that's it. There's nothing else. All hands on deck for the concert. There's no way they'll be. There's no way there are people will be like, okay, let's write the Holo Tree. Let's write more about the Holo Tree now. Right? No, it's mostly about the concert now. So there you go. So now we can do whatever. We can say whatever. And in fact, you know what? In a way, I prefer that. I prefer that Elysium is built by us. You know, instead of because we are the ones in the world. You know, we're the ones we are the characters in the world. And we know what our characters are as well. So I would hate for some guy to suddenly be like, yeah, corruption beasts, they're just garbage. They're just garbage and stuff. You need to actually burn them, not shoot them in the head. You need to burn them with fire. Don't throw them in the water, because that's bad. But burn them with fire. But also remember to take care of the pollution, right? I would hate for that to happen. So, from this point on, I think it would be safe for you now that whatever we say. But here's another thing for me specifically. Whatever I say in my lore is from the perspective of Octavio. You know? And Octavio does not know the truth of the world. In fact, I'd say no one in the world knows the truth of the world. The same way in the real world, you don't know the truth, the actual truth about the universe. Was it the Big Bang? Was it Big G up there? Was it this and that? I mean, we have science, but you know, there's a multiverse out there, maybe. Who knows? No one knows the exact 100% truth about the world. And everything that I'm saying here in my lore is mostly from Octavio's perspective, with a little bit of meta. To it, because of course I need to write stuff, right? But if Octavio says that, you know, he makes the puppets out of people that become corruption due to intense emotions, then that's his perspective of it. If the truth is actually that people turn into garbage when they're mad, right? If that's the actual truth, then Octavio does not know that. The truth Octavio knows is the one that he perceives. Yeah. Unless he finds a book that says this is the truth of the world. You know? But I don't think you can find a book like that. So if Haka is like, oh boy, I'm making Hakitos out of my own corruption and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with emotions. Well, he saw it, and that's what he did. So maybe the truth is corruption is different things. You know? If 9 out of 10 holostars are like, dinosaurs don't exist, then Gerard shows up and is like, ha, look at my dinosaur tail. So that means that basically means like, okay, but I've never seen another dinosaur aside from you. You know, so take it as like we're all exploring Elysium together. You know? Kind of like that. And then all of our own perspectives on the world take all of that together, and that is Elysium. Cool. And I think that's cool. That's how we build the world. So if Ruse is like, look at me, I have 10 different people doing things inside my body. And if I'm like, that's not possible. But apparently it is. So there you go. That's Elysium. So yeah, cool. So if I say there's another world out there, Anathema, connected to Elysium via the hollow tree, then that's Elysium. And that's actually just not Elysium. That's it. That's like beyond Elysium at this point. Cool. Can I ask you if Octavio is like an NPC? Okay, well, we'll have to get through Anathema to answer that. We'll have to get through the end of Anathema to get to that. So that's cool. Noise. That's actually one of the things I'd hate if someday Cover was like, actually, Octavio, you're just a villager with a program that says you should act like a puppeteer, and that's it. And I was like, oh boy. Oh boy. And you're never gonna doubt your programming. I'm like, oh. Hey boys, I'm just a villager. Ask me predetermined questions and I'll answer predetermined answers. And they're like, you will never become sentient. Oh, hey guys, I'm streaming right now. Woo, I'm having fun. Then end stream, there's nothing else. But the truth is, at least as far as I'm concerned, it was never told to me. It was never really actually told to me if I was like the same deal with Altair and the others. NPCs that became like sentient or something like that. No. In fact, nothing was told to me except you're a maestro puppeteer who can control corruption beasts. That's it. Now, if you value that over the individual stories the boys tell to create the world, then oh boy, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. I even asked them, what the hell are corruption beasts? What do they look like? It took me like 3 months to see what they look like when I first asked that. What do they look like? Okay, just wait. We'll know soon enough what they look like. So yeah, that's the only things they really told me, is that you are your character, Maestro Octavio Puppeteer. You joined ARMIS, and you're in Elysium. So whatever current Elysium lore is happening right now, and that's it. There are corruption beasts that you can control, and I just went with that. Even if you're an NPC, you're still real to us, bro. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you. Exactly. If they didn't decide really anything for us, then we get to choose what happens. So yeah, I think that's a good way to look at our lore from now on, especially with Axel's announcement and stuff. It's that really whatever we say Elysium is from our perspective, and that's the Elysium that we're building, and that's it. Until suddenly they care. One day they'll start caring again. I say no. Stop. Please don't care anymore. I don't want you to care. I don't want you to care. Then they'll be like, okay, so here's the deal. Tempest is actually from another world. They're from Earth. And they got isekai'd into Elysium. And they're all actually married to each other. Yes, please continue to not care. It's I think it's more fun that way. So yeah, cool. Is there anything else you want to ask about all of this? I think this sums up most of what's going on. Except the marriage thing. Can we have the text document? I guess. Let me just add a disclaimer. Disclaimer. The order matters. Find context of words on the lore catch-up stream. Of the words. The words in this document. On the lore catch-up stream. How much did you come up with before debut and how much after? Ooh, let's see. I think what happens is, for example, for, let's say, the base outfit. Let's just think of it in outfits, okay? The base form. I pretty much thought of all of it until the introduction of Puppet. You know, I knew I had puppets made from corruption beasts, but for example, when we were told that you were gonna have a mascot, by the way, and then when I was thinking about Puppet, my mascot, I was thinking more about his lore, and then that's when I made all the lore revolving Puppet. And then when we were told that we were going to do the second outfit, you know, how many months it takes to produce that. That's when I start thinking about the next chapter of stuff. You know, when I finally decide what my second outfit is going to be and how I'm going to use that. I think the outfits are good, like, checkpoints. To write things. That's to say basically that I really didn't think of all of this, like, before everything. I just went along with what happens, either during with like new outfits, a new mascot, a new event, some new piece of content that's gonna get released. I just do it from there. Yeah, and that's why I'm also watching the MCU in chronological order. Because there's no way in hell they thought of every single storyline up till Doomsday when they made Iron Man 1. You know? I'm pretty sure they were writing it as it happened. Yeah. There's no way they knew exactly everything that would happen until Doomsday at the start of the MCU stuff. So maybe they knew up to Avengers. Sure. They knew up to the second Avengers. That's why I'm doing it release order. Same way with Kingdom Hearts. I don't believe for a second Tetsuya Nomura had thought of everything until Kingdom Hearts 4. He thought of Kingdom Hearts, and then he thought of Kingdom Hearts 2, and then he thought of, you know, he went that way. And that's why when you play Kingdom Hearts, you need to do it release order. Because that's how you get the satisfying reveals and references and stuff like that. Like they literally wrote Kang as a character. They didn't know he would be gone. So they had to fly off the seat of their pants and write something else. Stuff like that, you know? Like, imagine if Kang was in Iron Man 1. And then nothing ever happened. I was like, what? Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kingdom Hearts story has no plan. But Tetsuya Nomura just naturally, like, as he made a new game, he wrote things in, he wrote things out. He even retconned a few things. You know? And that's it. Yeah, Nomura retconned some of his ideas as well. Now, will I retcon some of my ideas as well? Probably, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Right apart in the mid-season. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, that's cool. Any other questions? Any other cool questions that you have? And I think that's also how Taylor Swift does her things. She didn't plan until Life of a Showgirl. She didn't put these references in her music. No, she put every reference in her music. Everything is 100% intentional in Taylor Swift's music. Did you disassemble Octavia because she killed you in a game? Yes. She's just a puppet anyway. I mean, Octavio did. I'm an out-of-character entity. From another place, another time. Okay, you know... Who are the... Let's do weird characters. What are the weird characters? Octavia. Not her name. Ugh, Octavia. Reference to a character from Oratorio's life. Octavio. Reference to Ryback Valino. Oratorio's life. What else do you want to know? Not her actual name. Oh, Vatko? Vatko's just horizontally flipped Octavio. What else? What else are you gonna say? Dark Tavio? He's just a dark Octavio. Upside down Octavio? He's just an upside down Octavio. What else? I think that's it. Right? Octavio, Bactavio. Because he always comes back. Right? Valentine's Octavio. Secret. Secret. Infant isn't related to your lore? No, Infant isn't related to my lore. Bro, when is Ruse gonna schedule the next Holo Marches? Ugh. I need to go back to Infant. I honestly thought Blue Mage isn't related. I mean, would you say that was related? Let's just like... This is just like... 0.1% related at this point. You should beat up Ruse until he does. Schedule it. Literally every time he's like, "When? Okay, this is a new date. This is a new date. When are you available?" I say yes to everything. Like, where is it? How about the sick one who's talking right now? Is he a puppet too? Girl, watch the stream. Watch the full stream. You'll understand. You shall understand what's going on. It's right there. It's all there. It's all here. There. I can see it right now. There. See? There. It's right there. Let's see it. It's literally one of the first things I talked about. It's right there. You watch the VOD later? Okay. Do that. Okay, next question. Any other questions? Oh, by the way, you can now talk about this on Octalore, okay? Hashtag Octalore. You can post right now if you want. Hashtag Octalore. Is Red Kingdom taking place at the same time as Gerard doing his thing on his own? Well, that I do not know. That I do not know, because I also haven't seen what the heck he's currently making. So we'll see. But he already knows. But he already knows that this is what's happening at some point. He already kind of knows where this fits in his lore. He already knows where this fits in his lore. I mean, he's probably thinking about where. I mean, he's not thinking right now, but I already told him these things, and he's like, oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Why did Octavio run over Kagi with a truck, man? Because it's fun. Because it's fun. Can we put our theories in the hashtag? Yeah, you can put anything in the hashtag. Anything lore-related. Theories, realeries, fakeries. But just like, properly say it's a theory. Because otherwise, people will be like, wait, what? Octavio is an Avenger? Huh? Octavio is actually a member of the Avengers, but just went to Elysium because of the friggin' Infinity Stones? What if that is the lore I wrote, huh? What if I'm not in the movies because the timeline that you see in the movies kind of didn't involve me anymore? I got wiped away, but we fought Thanos, actually. We fought Thanos. That was a fun time, but I'm one of the possibilities that lost. So you didn't see it anymore. I'm sorry, that's my current brain rot these days. It's the Avengers and the Marvel stuff, because that's what I'm watching. I'm just gonna hold myself, but I have to ask, why did the voice in your first T4 ask if you have been having fun with ARMIS? I always thought it was sweet, but it's always made me curious. Well, so that voice is Lingering Will. Now, Lingering Will is a lingering will in an abandoned orphanage that is an old friend of Octavio. Abandoned orphanage. Where else is the orphanage found here? Where else is the orphanage found here? Oh, Shul Tyrant Oratorio. Shul Tyrant. You're free to connect the dots. You're free to connect the dots. But yeah, basically what's happening is, so this is a T4 voice pack, Lingering Will, and it's the interaction between Octavio and Lingering Will, who is found in an abandoned orphanage, and it was an abandoned orphanage. And Octavio, okay, let's just say pretty vaguely that Octavio's main conflict in Elysium itself has to do with Gerard. Now, maybe not specifically Gerard. Depends on what happens. Depends on how involved he was specifically. But Gerard? Something about Gerard. Right? That's his main Elysium arc. Right? And something about Gerard also maybe affected Lingering Will. You know? And Octavio's whole deal in Lingering Will was he was saying sorry to Lingering Will that he hasn't figured it out yet. He hasn't figured it out. He hasn't found the reason for what happened to him, but he probably knows in some way, right? But all Lingering Will really wants for Octavio is for Octavio to live his life. And that's why he's like, how are you? Are you having fun? What have you been doing, bro? Are you okay? You're okay. And in my mind, Lingering Will thought that maybe one of the things Octavio needs to discover first is himself. Because Octavio's existence is kind of weird. And he feels like maybe it's not just about his current life, it's also about his previous one, where he was from, what's going on. It's because his existence is confusing. And by figuring that out first, before anything else, may help him. Right? In the long run. So, that's it. That's in the T4 voice pack. That's basically it. What a kind friend. Now, why does Lingering Will know things about Octavio that Octavio doesn't know about? Well, Lingering Will's existence is now weird as well. He's a Lingering Will. Who knows where he can reach? Who knows what he can see? And who knows why he's lingering? Why is he lingering? You'll see. I mean, you'll find out. You can make your conclusions. Why he linger like that? He's Terra from Kingdom Hearts. That's just his gimmick, kind of like disappearing man. So yeah, cool. Thanks for the question. I would love to just straight up tell you what's going on with this, this, but I have something in mind. I mean, the clues are literally there. Strings cover. That's a clue. Cool. But I just had this idea of maybe a big production to actually show it off about what it's about. But not right now. Not right now. For now, you just have this. That. In my dreams, there's a shadow above the scene. Oh, oh. Let me actually look at what covers I have that have something to say about my lore. Let's see. Hollow Hunger, yes. Aishite, yes. Sho Ado, yes. Jane Doe, yes. Never Fiction, not really. That's just a collab with Haka. No Promises to Keep, not really. I guess I just wanted to have 7 perms. String Theology, yes. Stay With Me with ERB, not really. I just had a TV show. I mean, I just had a radio show and just wanted to sing with her. Tsukiwomi Teita, yes. One Last Kiss, not really. I just wanted to make the instrumental and sing it. Octavio Gerard Monitoring, I mean, it's basically we're on a mission in the Badlands, right? Voices of the Chord, yes. Strings, yes. Always Be With You, yes. Code Blue, it's just a Batsu from a Holo Expo that we went to and just made the song. I mean, all the 3D stuff, of course, yes. Poco Poco Planet, yes. Terrio Park, yes. New Worlds with Ollie, not really. You just wanted to make a cover of the song from the game that wanted to like do something, sponsor us. What else? Jitai, we just wanted to make a song because it's cool. So anything all 3D stuff. Propose, Natori. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Hatsukoi. I just wanted to make the instrumental for it. Sign with Tema. Just wanted to cover something with my senpai. Octavio's Puppet Show. It's the intro. It is I, the puppet you've forgotten. It's literally lore. ASMR boyfriend destroys your body. I just wanted to do an ASMR boyfriend stream. Boyfriend content. Biggest dreamer with Shien. I just wanted to cover a song with Senpai. Those are all my stuff? There's nothing else? That's it? Oh. Guess that's it. Why do you choose Voices of the Court? Voices of the Court. Wait, let me go to the lyrics. It's just here. If I can heal the conflict that's within, I'll know the war has reached the bitter end. Ocean, you're calling me. Actually, because of the lyrics and voice of the chord, Ocean, you are calling me, a place with no memory, it's literally here. And I was like, this just fits Anathema. Now, because of this song, that's why I put like ocean imagery in the main place where the Anathema anthology happens, because I just like the sound of the ocean in that part, and it's also unexpected. Like, what? Why is there the sound of the ocean? So yeah, it's the lyrics. That's the reason why, and also it's super good. I wonder if the star shipping song will have lore. The lore is, we just wanted to do the lore for star shipping is I did a star shipping TV show, game show, and the prize is a star shipping song. And the lore reason we did it, for fun. For fun. Right? That's the lore for the star shipping. Yeah, for fun and for money. And for content. So yeah, so even the streaming thing, don't even think of it as like a separate part of who we are. It's just, you know, we're part of HOLOSTARS, we're ARMIS, the government. You know, we can change cover core to government to make it more, you know. I mean, cover core can still work, right? It's a corporation within Elysium. I'm sorry. I'm sick. I have sinusitis. I'm like doing the sniffle thing. I'm sorry. How about the 3 hymns made for... Ha! Funny that you asked that. Huh? Huh? Funny. If you know the hymns, you will enjoy this upcoming T4 VP. You will enjoy it. Funny. Okay. Funny that you asked that. What's Octavio's opinion on Tempest, lore-wise, both as a member of ARMIS and outside? They suck! They suck. They were blaming us for tackling the Hollow Tree depression in a weird way, but we were actually just being aggressive. They suck. They don't have balls. We're better than them. Oh, did you know that pre-debut, they were like, you know what would be cool if you would like antagonize Tempest? That'd be cool. And that's exactly what we did in the beginning, right? We were like, yeah, Tempest, whatever, ARMIS is the best. Ooh. So yeah. That's what Octavio thinks about Tempest. They suck. They're weird. They're weird. They're sucky-wucky. You know? They're the nerds in school and we're the jocks. Yeah. And then we just turned it down because, you know, people would be... So, at some point, people would be like, why are they, like, weirdly... like, hostile to Tempest? What's going on? I just want to have fun. But lore-wise, you know, we work with them, but they suck. Ew. Ew. Do they hate each other for real? Yeah. Ew. Ugh. Flayon's cool. Flayon's cool, but the rest of them, bleh, bleh. They can suck in a corruption beast. So we get along too. That would be cool, actually. Yeah. I think that's one of the nice things in the Everglow concert. Even if I feel like the exposition between scenes might have been kind of long and be like, what are they talking about? What? I like that they still considered the kind of rivalry between Tempest and Armis in the script for that. It's like they're friends, but they're also like rivals. You know, it's the dynamic is like, sure, we'll save them if their lives are in danger, you know, but we'll always tell them that, haha, we saved you, you suck, you know. Also, I guess that's one of the canon things about the tree now. It gets depressed. See? Because they added lore to the tree, we now know it gets depressed. Damn. Now it's kind of weird because now when we approach a tree, we need to be careful of its feelings. It's not just a tree anymore. See? This is what happens. This is what happens when the higher-ups do decisions about Elysium. They give trees mental disorder. You know? They give trees depression without... And they don't even make, like, medications for it. They should... If they made the tree depressed, they should make a medication. That's not song and dance. See? They just gave it depression and no antidote to it. Now we're questioning, can other trees become depressed? So if Axel pees on that tree, is it actually sad? Does it feel stepped upon? Does it feel like its rights have been violated? See? Thank you. Thank you, HoloStars staff, for giving our trees depression. The tree needs cute dancing boys to be happy. Okay. Is it just the holo tree or all the trees? Now we need to dance in front of all the trees. God damn it. See? Thank you. Now, I knocked on the tree. I opened a door in the tree. Is it sad? Does it feel like I... Is that like abuse? I went through its door? You're not supposed to go through that door. Octavio, no! That door is supposed to be locked all the time. I did knock 8 times. Oh my god, you entered the tree. See? I'm the only one that did that so far. I think. Who knows? Who knows what others have done to the tree? Who knows what kind of extreme things the others have done to the tree? I just knocked on it and went inside. You know? Who knows what friggin' Bettel did to that tree? Don't say it like that. Okay, any other questions? Octavio entered it with permission. What about Puppet Gerard? What do you mean? You mean in my 3D debut? Yeah, that was a Puppet Gerard. That's basically alluding to my problem with Gerard. So this is why this is why I said that ever since the beginning of HoloStars, this is my only real out of character stream. And that's also the reason why whenever we play, whenever we're on stream, right? That's why I always like tease Gerard and like just call him out all the time and kind of be a little hostile to him. But I'm trying not to be like mean hostile, right? I know what he can take. He's from South Elysium. He can take a lot. But I'm not talking to him that way like off stream. You know? When we're in Discord, I'm like, "Ha, you stinky." You know? But like I said, this is my only out of character stream ever. So Gerard is actually pretty cool. Wow. Whoa, no, not really. I need to know, is Octavio aware of the ruse bow? Has he seen them? Has he talked to any one of them? If he knows them, which one is he most wary of? Honestly, lore-wise, I don't think Octavio knows the ruse bow. Right? But the thing is, Octavio has researched a lot about ARMIS in general, right? He doesn't know the very specifics of the ruse bow. In fact, I'm not even sure if I don't think Ruse has even like showed it like intentionally. But whatever Octavio knows about it, he has an inkling. He has an inkling of something. But you know the thing about Octavio is like literally like if I can sum it up in South Elysium, it's like matanda ka na, alam mo na yan. Something like that. Yeah. Tanda ka na, alam mo na yan. How do you translate that into English? You're an adult. You can do whatever. You're an adult. Do whatever you want. Something like that. And you know, and I say that I'm playing a character, right? I'm playing a character, but like I said, it's not inauthentic. It's not that there isn't authenticism to it, because that's also how I just am in real life. You know, it's like when, for example, food is on the table and I tell people, okay, let's eat. And they don't go because they're doing something and they're busy with something else. In my mind, that's the only time I'm going to say, let's eat. And in my mind, matanda ka na, alam mo na yan. Kung gutom ka, kumain ka na lang. If you're hungry, just eat. If you don't want to eat right now, then whatever. I'm not going to be like, oy, kumain ka na. Kain ka na. Come on, let's eat, everybody. Let's eat. You know? Or if you're sick, right? You have a fever. And I'm like, you have a fever. Why don't you drink paracetamol? And they're like, no, it's okay. I can take it. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm out. I'm out. You can do whatever you want. Matanda ka na. Yeah. Or it's something it even goes the other way. For example, if somebody is like, let's go back to there's an event and and you need to eat, right? There's an event, there's a buffet, whatever, and then the guy's like, okay, everybody, let's eat. He said, let's eat. I'm going. He said, let's eat. That's it. I'm just gonna go now. I'm gonna eat now. Whatever. I'm always the first. I'm always the first when it comes to if there's a catering and there's a line, at one point there's gonna be a line because people are gonna be waiting in line with their plates and they're about to eat something. If you say that we can eat, I'm going. I don't care. Mm-mm. And if that's not what you intended, then well, say what you mean what you say. Yeah, something like that. How much did Octavio plan before joining ARMIS? And who approached who first, Octavio or ARMIS? I'm just gonna say they need me the most. They needed me the most for everything, for absolutely everything. I'm gonna say they literally begged on their knees for me to join them. Like Ruse was crying, sniffling, like, please, Octavio, join us. Yeah. On the sand, by the way, in sand. Gerard was literally buried himself in sand. Yeah. Like only his head was showing in the sand. It was like, oh, join us, Octavio, please. Right. Exactly. Whatever they say happened, I don't care. Mine is the truth. Mine is the truth. Don't believe anything they say. I mean, not mine. I'm out of character. I'm out of character, man. That's not me. That's Octavio. I'm out of character, man. You don't even see me on screen. Okay. Anything else? I think this is where I think we're good. I think there's nothing much else to be said. I hope I get better. It's annoying being sick. Damn. But tomorrow, T4 VP Crepitus with original song is gonna show. It's gonna be released. A free portion is gonna be released for everybody, which includes 10 minutes of the dialogue plus the song. And then for the rest of you who have T4, it's gonna be 31 minutes. Okay? It's gonna be 31 minutes. And then whatever discussions you can put here in hashtag Octalore. If you don't want spoilers for your own sake, don't go to hashtag Octalore. If you're going to be talking about the contents of the T4 of anything lore related, go to Octalore only. Okay? Go to Octalore. That's where you can talk about anything and everything about lore to you, my life to me. Okay? Okay. Cool. But I need to pee now. I really need to pee. Usually that's like my signal that, you know, maybe it's time for you to go because it's time to pee. Let's go here to the thing. Thank you so much to the following: A Scrim for joining T4, Skeleton Pal for T4, Iridium for T4, Kite for T4, Jetty for T4, Tofu Bunny Cat, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Sora Shirobara, thank you for the sock puppet. Kayatos for the sock puppet. Listening to Lord Tavo, going to hell yeah. DJ Goldie, thanks so much for 5 gifted memberships. Give me a cosplay, thank you for the T3. But I'm thinking about upgrading tier soon to get access to these absolute cinema vids. Yep. Oh, by the way, this new T4 voice pack is also gonna have art. I commissioned art for it. It's very cool. It's very cool. So look forward to that. Choco Milty, thank you for the finger puppet. Thank you. Cat Bird, thank you for the blow puppet. Thank you. That you can use as a wallpaper, by the way. Catbird, thank you so much super chat as well. Fidel Rosa, yeah, thank you for the super chat. Catbird, can we do a fundraiser for the 3D concert? I mean, your daily support is the fundraising for it, right? Your daily support and everything for when we do events and all that, merch, voice packs, they're all support for eventually, hopefully, when I can do my own solo concert. Yeah. Targain, thank you for the shadow puppet. Thank you. Mac Nuggets, the tree needs cute dancing boys. It does, for some reason. Dagu, thanks so much for the membership. Thank you. Okay. So I hope that gives you a baseline knowledge on my lore so that you don't get lost for the upcoming VP and all the upcoming drops from this point on. But yeah, like I said, my lore is distributed in different mediums everywhere, so I can see why it's confusing to some and why some people feel like I don't do lore, when really it's just a different way of doing it. But I'd like to take advantage of the whole VTubing thing. There's no rule that says your lore needs to be in a lore video and that's it. I just like pushing it because that's what I want to see. If I would watch a VTuber for lore, that's what I want to see. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and raid. Who can we raid? My sinuses. I'm gonna raid my sinuses. We can raid Cedric. Oh no, Haka. Rockcoin. What the heck is this? Rockcoin. Okay. Thank you everyone for being here, and let's see each other again and again until infinity. Goodbye.
Just kidding, let me control you.